thinking long term than I am. I like that.
Athletes in Action is a global interdenominational Christian sports ministry. It's the sport ministry of Cru, formerly known as Campus Crusade for Christ. And Athletes in Action, basically we come alongside of athletes and coaches all over the world, and we introduce them to the person of Jesus Christ, and we then invite them to journey in a discipleship journey where we equip them, coaches and athletes, to become not just spectators of the Christian mission, but participants by becoming people who will begin to disciple others for life. Sports are a great mission opportunity, partly because most people in sports are parts of teams and have teammates, and so there's just an incredible way for trust and relationships to be built amongst teams, and for people on those teams to kind of influence each other with whatever is true in their lives. And so it's a great way for the gospel to spread amongst teams. Sports teaches discipline, hard work, perseverance, teaches delayed gratification. Sports is a great place to grow as leaders, to grow in character and integrity and hard work. Our hope, our desire, our prayer is that more and more teams all around the planet will be sharing the hope and the love of Jesus Christ through the platform that sports provides for them. Sports has always been a huge part of my life. Probably from fourth grade on, I think I finally got coordinated and started winning football games, became the fourth grade hero a few times, and so that just motivated me to engage in sports. I played tackle football starting in fifth grade all the way through senior year in college. Played basketball all the way through high school, played baseball up until eighth grade when I couldn't hit the curveball anymore, and found out years later I needed glasses, but gave up baseball in eighth grade. And so yeah, sports has always been a huge part of my life and my family's life too. Yeah, so I grew up in a church-going home, was really thankful for that, but the church we went to and my upbringing, I didn't really ever hear a clear explanation of the simplicity and the great news of the gospel. So I always knew about God, but didn't really know Him personally. And it was my freshman year in college, the end of my freshman year, that a teammate on my team at Kent State University, a senior captain named Ray, came to my dorm room, 224 Wright Hall, Kent State University, and he apparently had an appointment with my roommate, Ted. Ted was a fullback, Ray was a senior fullback on the football team, and so they had an appointment, and so I was kind of, on a Saturday afternoon, kind of puzzled as to why this senior would come to a freshman dorm room, and so was acting like I wasn't paying attention to their conversation, but it transitioned to spiritual things, talking about Jesus and the gospel, and pretty soon I was a part of it. And that was the first time I've ever really heard a clear presentation of what it means to know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. Up to that point, I really didn't realize that I needed a Savior, that I kind of thought that God kind of graded on a curve, and as long as you kind of 70% or better compared to everyone else, you have a little religion in your life, you kind of get to heaven, and didn't really understand that the cross was for me, that Jesus needed to die on the cross for the sins of the world, including my sin. As my college career kind of was winding down and I was heading into grad school, I transitioned from undergrad to an MBA program where I could continue with football as a grad assistant coach. I really enjoyed coaching. Coaching was something I was considering as a vocation for the rest of my life. But as I kind of moved through my graduate school years and I was coaching and I was really busy, I was in grad classes and coaching full-time, the things that were the most enjoyable, the things that pumped my heart the most, that gave me the most satisfaction and excitement were the ministry opportunities. As I started a coach's Bible study for the coaches at Kent State University, and that was very exciting and rewarding, and it was a growing opportunity for me to step into that. And as I was able to talk to other coaches or other players on the team who were going through different tragedies or a loss in their family, and was able to comfort them with the gospel and just come alongside of them as a shepherd. Those were some of the experiences that I enjoyed the most. I sensed the Lord leading me to move for at least a year to East Asia, and that's where I met Elizabeth, who is also from Toledo, Ohio originally. That's where I was from originally. and she was a co-team leader at another university, and we were doing undercover cross-cultural missions on college campuses in this country. And so Elizabeth and I got to know each other, and next thing you know, we were dating and got engaged. We married in May of 2003, and then Olivia is our firstborn. She was born in 2006. She's now a sophomore at the University of Louisville. She's a varsity rower there and doing great. And then the boys are both seniors in high school right now. And so back in 2011, Elizabeth was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. We were really thrilled and grateful that after treatment and lots of prayer, she was in remission for about 6 years, and then it came back in the fall of 2017, and she went to be home with the Lord. We said goodbye to her in January of 2019, almost 7 years ago. And obviously, Olivia was almost 13, the boys were 11. By far the hardest thing we've ever had to walk through in life. I was not ready. My faith was not ready to say goodbye to my wife. I just was praying and holding on to hope that somehow He would miraculously heal her, and He chose not to do that. And so we said goodbye to her 7 years ago, and hardest thing we ever had to walk through, devastating. I didn't know how to do it. And so looking back, it's really a credit to the Lord for how He just carried us. He was with us every step of the way. He supplied grace and hope and perspective. He used a great village of people who were praying, who were sending notes, who were showing up to serve, to help take care of our house. We had people come and help clean, and we moved houses not too long after we lost Elizabeth, and had a whole team, a whole army of people helping us move. People have tutored my kids and just showed up, and the village has been amazing. The Christian village that God has surrounded us with, and His grace and His hope and His presence have been incredible.